So a few weeks ago, Guthrie Trapp put out a video called 2-Chord Gold or something like that, and he just demonstrates what you could do with just 2 chords, right? We are using a G minor and a C. And here's a kind of example of what he did in the video. Going from that G minor to the C. And then from there, we're going to run through that normal kind of melodic thing he always does, right out of that G minor, and it looks like this. So that's the kind of gist of it. Let me just throw a clip of the video in question real quick so you can see what I'm talking about.
E major, up the arpeggio, up to the major third. That puts you in the E shape. So G minor. That puts you right there.
All right, so the link to that video is in the description. He does an excellent job in this video of breaking things down at a slow enough pace to follow, but he doesn't have charts or diagrams. It's not his style, so that's where I come in. If understanding this and the arpeggios and all the stuff that he uses to kind of learn how he thinks about the fretboard, if that interests you, then this is the video for you. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Keith. Welcome back. All right, so let's just go ahead and start everything off and learn the chords real quick. So G minor, this is an E-shaped G, and then you just lift up your middle finger, that's a G minor. Then you have a C right there, it's an A-shaped C. Worth noting, you could play the G minor up here too. You could also play the C up here. But we're going to stick over here for now. Let's go ahead and break things down. So with that G minor, the first thing he wants you to do is understand the arpeggios, right? And so what is an arpeggio to begin with? That's a 1, 3, 5 of a given chord. In this case, the chord is a minor chord, so the 3 is a flat third. So if we have a G, that's a G minor. Instead of doing the major third right here, we're going to use the minor third right there. So just think about your minor pentatonic scale. Everybody knows that one, right? So this is your flat third. So the 1, 3, and 5. 1, flat third, 5, and then back to the root. That is our minor arpeggio. So now that we got that down, we're going to do the little walk up here. So we're going to use a kind of combination of the major scale and the minor arpeggio because we're going to add in the 2 here. That's a 2 in the scale degree. So he does this guy. What are we doing there? We're doing the arpeggio for the G minor. So there's our 1. Then we're going to go to the 2 and then shoot right up to that flat third, and then that would be the 5th fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the G string, and we're going to walk down that kind of major pentatonic scale of this C right here. That's a C chord, because you've got to remember, this is a C, it's an A-shaped C, and then we have a G-shaped C right here. Alright, so we're walking up. Now we're kind of in that C territory. It's kind of a mix between the C major pentatonic scale and the G minor arpeggios and scale. So slowly, 2, flat third, the 5th fret of the A and the D strings, and we're in that C territory. And then we're going to go up here on the 8th fret of the A string, and that's the 3rd of that C. So we're stuck on that C. Then we're going to shoot right up, keep our finger barred here in that C chord. And then we're going to kind of walk up to the 3rd of that C. So let's do it real quick, slowly. That doesn't make sense. Let's do it slowly. That is the major third of that C chord. And a kind of easy way to memorize that is think about the C major pentatonic scale in diagonal form. That's that major third we landed on. That's a C right there. So we're going. And that's how we kind of got to that area. And you can mix and match and do whatever you want from there. In this case, I saw him do this. But you could also throw in a 6 instead. And then we could do that same thing. This would be the 9th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the B string. Just walk down, hit the B string first. Then back it up at 2 frets. Into that C chord. You can even do that over here. Where is it? The notes are all over the fretboard. Now, before I let you go here, let's just think about it here. Identify your arpeggios here. That's also a G minor. So I would encourage anybody to just kind of mess around and find the different chords and chord shapes across the fretboard and find those arpeggios. I have a series of videos that goes over the different arpeggios, and I'll try to link as many as I can in the description. Well, anyway, I hope this kind of micro lesson and insight into one of Guthrie Trapp's videos was helpful. If you like what you saw here, like and subscribe. I do have a Sweetwater affiliate. Links in the description, and that's pretty much all I have for today. See you next week. Thanks.